What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. I hope my audio is good. Let me check. I think it is. So, Bitcoin today, not all too much going on. I mean, we got, Bitcoin kind of being above 20,000, below 20,000. Not much going on, right? Bitcoin can't seem to stay above 20, can't seem to stay below 20. It seems like the market kind of just likes this area, and we're just testing above and below. Of course, I think stocks were closed today, if I'm correct, so we're not really getting much action there. I'm sure tomorrow we'll probably see a little bit more action when the stocks are trading again. What's up, guys? Just checking chat real quick. We had a lot of people in the chat already. Jesus coming in first in the chat. What's up, man? 6ZZR1. A lot of my mods are here. What's up, guys? Yeah, I haven't been doing all that many streams recently, well, over the past few months, but I'm thinking about starting to get back on my regular stream schedule and doing more bear market streams because I know that people like that. A lot of content creators are kind of just packing up their bags and getting on out of here. Crypto's boring again. But one of the best things I ever did for my career as a crypto YouTuber was go live all the time in a bear market because we got a lot of loyal followers that stick around in the bear market and they need content, right? So we're gonna bring back that regular live stream schedule. People are saying the music is too loud. It's about to end, guys. The song should be about to end. I got some ambient sounds we could also play, but maybe I'll try that and you guys let me know how that is. I'll just put it low here. Okay, so Bitcoin right now not doing too much, hanging out just above 20,000, and really boring price action today. And I'll also put that poll out, that straw poll. These are live results. It should be updating live. Is the bottom in for Bitcoin? Yesterday, this poll was much more negative. People were saying, like the no people were like way overpowering the yes people. It was almost like yes was here and no was here yesterday. But it looks like maybe today's sentiment is a little bit different, changing maybe a little bit. Seems like, could be. Guys, let me know if that ambient sound is okay, because I can't hear it right now. I don't have the setup for that currently. Harley saying yes, bring back the streams. Oh yeah, Harley, you're the one that won that Chainlink competition, aren't you? Arab Money's in the chat. What's up, guys? Guys, definitely take your vote. Take your vote on this as we get started here. So, of course, today, boring day, not much going on. But I did spot something interesting in the chart, and that is this fractal that Bitcoin's playing out right now. And this is kind of the more interesting thing that I found today. I made a post about it on Twitter. Seems to be getting quite a lot of attention pretty fast, especially in the bear market. It's a lot of engagement for a post that I just put out. And so basically what I said is that Bitcoin has now played out the same minus 62% decrease from the 50-week SMA rejection zone to the low. The same thing as it did in 2018. We are either at the bottom or very close. That's what I currently think right now. I'm not going to say the bottom is in because, well, I don't know that, right? I don't know if the bottom's in. I am not God. I don't know that, right? But I would say that we're at least very close to it. And there's a lot of reasons why. It's not just this chart. There's a lot of metrics that suggest that. But if you take a look at this chart, well, I'll just pull up the actual chart. We can zoom in here. What we can see is that back in 2018, Bitcoin ran up to we had the bull market, right? We came back to the 50-week, bounced off of it. And then once we broke below it, that was kind of like the bear market continuation signal, right? And if you guys remember on Twitter, I was actually posting about that. This post is from February of this year. And what we were discussing was the 2014 cycle the break below the 50-week SMA, right? This was from February I posted, was kind of the bear market continuation signal. And if you go over to 2018, breaking below the 50-week SMA, bear market continuation signal. And then boom, there it was again in the current cycle. Now remember, this chart is old. It's from February. This is my February post. And I didn't even like it. Back then, I didn't even want to post this. I was like, I don't want to believe that it's bearish, but I thought, you know, the chart is kind of just telling me that, you know, we do have bear market continuation signal. And this was about the time when I became neutral on Bitcoin and started to think that, okay, downside is, you know, quite possible right now. And those signs were all showing up. But what's interesting about that is that here we are once again, you know, playing that out. So this is 2018. Use the 50-week SMA as resistance and then come down just about 62% to the bottom. Now look at the current setup. Ready? Very similar. Come up to the 50-week SMA, dump down 62% about, right? Very similar type of setup there in terms of the moving average and how much we've dumped off of that zone. So that's quite interesting to me. And also, if I just remove the camera here, we see the that the weekly is oversold, the weekly RSI coming back to oversold levels. We usually, you know, don't spend too much time down here. In bull markets, the RSI can be overextended to the upside, overbought for long periods of time. But you'll notice that the weekly RSI, monthly RSI usually doesn't stay oversold for all that long, right? So we're kind of hitting those levels now, oversold levels. So once again, what I've been saying recently is we're at least close to the bottom. We're at least close. DeFi Money Printer says, I just memed you on Twitter and you went live. Well, this is the second stream. I did one yesterday as well, kind of doing one around the same time because we got the daily candle close in 15 minutes. So I figured this could be an interesting time to be going live, you know, doing live streams, going into the daily close, going into the weekly close, that kind of stuff. What's up, everybody in the chat? Let's see the results here. Live results. We still have majority of people saying that bottom is not in, dump it. And guys, that's pretty classic though. It's pretty classic that when you're near the bottom, or well, what I should say is when you're near a top in a market, people are overly enthusiastic. It's going to keep going up. When you're near the bottom, people are overly pessimistic. It's going to keep going down, right? The crowd usually is overly pessimistic at the bottom, overly enthusiastic at the top. So just keep that in mind as well. Ian says he's coming in from Australia, loves the streams. I appreciate it. You guys definitely hit that like button and subscribe as well. Someone says I can't really hear the music. Well, it's just ambient noise. It's really all it is. Just some ambient sounds to fill the noise there. Looking at the chat real quick. Yeah, guys, so we had some interesting articles recently. Well, one of them being that one of the big news pieces was that Bitcoin investors lose a record $7.3 billion in 3 days. So, yeah, I mean, we basically, the point is the Bitcoin market cap is getting bigger. Therefore, the bear markets are causing more and more losses, right? If Bitcoin ran up to 100 something thousand in the next bull market, there will be even more losses in that bear market. Market cap's getting bigger. So this is actually the biggest bear market in crypto history in terms of how much we're losing, because everything's bigger, right? When it's bigger, bigger losses. So that is, of course, not fun to see. I'm sure institutions are not very happy, the ones that are still holding. We also see the realized loss from Glassnode here. And you can see that now, what I was just talking about. You can just see that here on the chart. The most losses ever, right? We had pretty minimal losses compared to now back in the last cycle. That's, of course, because the market cap is bigger. The last time we saw losses this much was actually the 30K bottom in 2021. And now we are actually exceeding that. So, I mean, how much more losses can we really take until we find the bottom? You know, I think that we're likely close to the bottom, guys. When you see this type of stuff happening, miners going bankrupt, all that kind of stuff, we're probably close, right? And so it's, you know, are we at the bottom? I don't know. Like I said in my video the other day, there is a way that, you know, we could see slightly lower lows possibly. And the Daily Hodl wrote an article basically about my video. I just saw this. Yesterday they released it. Here's how Bitcoin could generate a true bottom, according to analyst Kevin Svensson. If you go down, they just took screenshots from the video. It makes it easier for me to explain. And, you know, a lot of times when you find a bottom, you'll test a low, then get a slightly lower low, and then generate some bullish divergence right there on the weekly time scale. So this is what a bottom could end up looking like, maybe. I mean, this is just a potential idea, right? If this isn't the bottom, maybe you go slightly lower, get that bullish divergence before bouncing on out of here. What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's possible to get that ever so slightly lower low? Though, of course, this was drawn when Bitcoin was still above 20K. So, not exactly the same. People in the chat are saying 12K. I see 12K in the chat. People think we're going to 12. A lot of people, you know, I was actually playing I was playing virtual reality, just like VR the other day, and I was playing poker in there, and people brought up Bitcoin, and yeah, I was just, you know, nobody knew who I was in there, but I was like, what do you guys think? What's the price going to be at, or where's the bottom? And everyone there said like 12K, 10K. They were like, oh, I heard it could go to 12. Oh, I heard it could go to 10. So like the average person is kind of thinking that we're going to go much lower. I mean, from here, that's another 50% down to hit 10K. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think people are getting overly pessimistic, but all depends on the stock market, of course. All depends. If the stock market just collapses, guys, yeah, we'll probably hit those prices. So you can never say never, right? Never say never. But we got, you know, those weekly volume signatures coming in. We got a double signature now. A double signature on a lower low with oversold levels on the weekly RSI. So, I mean, we're getting down there, guys. We're getting down there. We're getting pretty damn low, right? We never really had a double signature. Well, we did at the top zone in 2018. But since then, we've only had really just one major volume spike on these tops and bottoms. Now we got a double signature. It's getting pretty bad. A lot of Bitcoin's trading hands. And of course, that's why we're seeing these huge losses. Stock 762 says, I agree. I feel that it is too low. Well, I don't think it's too low. I think it's pretty much just about right. I think we're kind of, it feels about right where we are right now on the chart. Again, looking at this fractal off the 50-week SMA, it's not uncommon. You know, I know a lot of people that are new that you guys might, some of you might be new to crypto, thinking that, oh my God, this is so crazy. You know, you're down like 80% or more probably. Well, this is quite common, guys. This, I mean, you can see it on the chart. This stuff happens repeatedly in crypto. It's so normal, right? So normal. And of course, Bitcoin sees huge growth patterns, but those huge growth patterns come at a cost, and that is incredible volatility in both directions, right? Get overextended to the upside, overextended to the downside, but ultimately the growth pattern is good. I mean, ultimately the growth pattern is really good. Here's the all-time chart for Bitcoin there. Ultimately, pretty damn good. Best performing asset in human history, I think. I'm not sure what else would come close. So yeah, this is another interesting chart. We're, you know, if you're looking at this chart, we're kind of in a very similar spot to those cycles. You know, it's not just this fractal, this 62% dump off the 50-week SMA. I mean, that's cool. That's an interesting spot to be in. But also, I mean, the overall cycle, the timing is so on point. We're just perfectly timed. You know, Bitcoin, the bear markets almost always come pretty much exactly where we are right now. So the bear market timing is on point. It's good, right? In terms of how much time we have before the halving, it's pretty much on point. Right now, we do see that we are in more of the max pain zone. If you look, let me zoom in here. We're in the max pain zone, guys. If you're looking at the previous cycle, like the 2012 halving going up to the top, then the 2015 bear market, the max pain zone is below the 20-month EMA, and below this downward sloping resistance line, that red line. Right, that's your max pain zone. That's also your maximum opportunity zone. Right? What comes after that? Insane bull run. Right? So you're in the max pain zone here, but you're below that resistance line for a year. Right? 2018, it was a little shorter, right? So it was a little shorter there. And a lot of people, when I show them this, they go, oh, look, a year here. Oh, look, 6 months here. That means that the next one's going to be 3 months. No, guys, that math doesn't make sense. That makes no sense, because if that formula was true, eventually there would be no bull market. If it was just halved every time, it's very much likely not the case. So, I mean, what I say at this point is we're probably just going to see, just like these areas here in this bear market. Well, I guess I could measure it. I guess I could measure that. One bar. Well, I'm going to include the bar that we're in now. Well, let's include this month. So including this month, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, anywhere from like 6 to 8 months, 6 to 8 months or so of basically max pain, sideways action, accumulation, maximum opportunity zone before the next major uptrend, right? I mean, yeah, it sucks to be down here, guys, but man, those returns are sweet. Very sweet returns after you exit that downtrend line zone, right? That red line there. So yeah, we got like half a year probably, but if you're buying right in this little pocket right here, once everything starts to recover again, you'll probably be doing pretty damn well for yourself up on over there. Time does go slow. I mean, it feels like a long time. Oh, half a year. It feels like, oh, it's forever. But it's also not. Time kind of flies. Especially when you're getting older, time starts to fly. So you think you have time, but you don't. But you also do have time. It's kind of a weird thing. But it'll be over before you know it, right? What do we got here for the poll? Is that it, guys? I mean, was that... Whoops, results. I guess that's it. I don't know if the poll closed or people just stopped voting. Let's see what chat is saying now. See what you guys have to say. I always like to read chat, see what you guys have to say. Is CryptoDog in the chat? Is that what I see? Joel said CryptoDog is in the chat. CryptoDog is here. What's up, CryptoDog? How's it going? We got Patreon members in the chat. Chapter 7, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Yeah, guys, also, if your name in the Discord is different than your name on YouTube, I'm not going to be able to... I mean, how am I supposed to know that that's you? So don't be offended if I miss you. KB is in the chat. What's up, man? But, yeah, also, another thing I was looking at was our whale wallets. This one's interesting, too. So this is from chainexposed.com. Now, this website is created by the Twitter account Bull from the Sea. He did it himself. He's running his own Bitcoin node. And nobody's using this site. I mean, a few people are. Like, it's not very known, I mean. But I use it all the time. I think it's great. And I think more people should use it. Chain Exposed. So we're going down to, and again, he's running his own node. So he like kind of says that he believes his data is more accurate in a lot of cases than other sites. But address bands balances 1,000 to a 10,000 wallet whales, the whales, right? So the address bands here. This one's interesting. If we're looking at this, now the black line is, of course, the price. They're going to remove that. So the blue line there is the balance of whales from 1,000 to 10,000 wallets in their wallet, whatever, right? Those address bands. And what I find interesting, what I find interesting is that when the price came down off the top in 2021, right? Do you see how these whale wallets from 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin, this band of addresses began to sell off at the top. So the price is actually seeing higher highs. And these whale wallets are dumping. And when the whale wallet balance is all the way down here, we're hitting the all-time high. So you can kind of see that these whales are almost a leading indicator. Right? Isn't that kind of cool? So they're dumping, and then we crash later, and then we dump later here. And then look what happens. Those whales are increasing their balance while the price is doing what? Getting lower lows, leading indicator. The whales are buying up, price is going down. And then price catches up. Now what's interesting about the 69K top is that these whale balances didn't do anything special. They kind of just sat there. They were just flatlining, and so we failed the breakout. The whales weren't too enthused by Bitcoin, I guess, at that point. They didn't really increase their wallet balances, and the price just wasn't able to do the breakout and dumped. Right? If we saw these whale balances pumping, then yeah, the price would have probably pumped, of course. And if we remove the price here real quick, we can see that hit a little bit of a consolidation in the whale balances there, and then we dipped down with the price. So I don't know, I'm looking at these balances in kind of like this zone here where the whales are dumping while the price is going up, or the whales are buying while the price is going down. I'm looking for some kind of counter to price move, some sort of leading indicator, which we're not really seeing yet. Not too much going on just yet, guys. So I'm waiting to see like maybe the price of Bitcoin kind of like come down or something, to retest the low. And as that's happening, this is just an example, right? As that's happening, then we would see, where did my page go? And then we would see like the balances going up against a decreasing price, and then that would probably mean that the price is going to catch up later, something like that. I hope I explained myself correctly there. I hope that all made sense, guys. So waiting for those whale wallets to accumulate and increase. Super Extreme says, I think that we're near the bottom. Next bull run is going to be unbelievable. Someone says, well, we'll see, right? I guess we'll see about that, because this time around, Bitcoin's price action wasn't all too impressive. I mean, again, we're kind of spoiled here in crypto. We're like, oh, not very impressive, and we go up 1,000%, right? And we're not impressed. We're like, oh, not enough for me. But we didn't really get that parabola top. A lot of the miner wallets were actually selling right here, guys. Right there. A lot of the miners were actually exiting like right here. So, we had a lot of sell pressure begin on that 42K top. Miners were dumping. That's what the on-chain says. Actually, the most profits taken during this bull market was right there. If you look at the on-chain metrics, I think Plan C has that relative profit taking metric on his Twitter somewhere. Yeah, it was actually right there. So after that, yeah, the price went up. Elon was buying. People were excited, but we didn't really have like the momentum anymore. I mean, in hindsight is 2020, of course, in hindsight. Julio, you coming up with the $2 says, Crypto says PiCircle catches bottoms too. Does it though? Let's see. I thought that the creator Philip Swift or whatever was making a pi cycle bottom. I think he's creating one. Well, I don't really know what Crypto means by that, because what exactly is the indicator saying at the bottom? I mean, we're kind of just really spaced out, I guess. You know, I don't know. I mean, what exactly is the indicator supposed to be saying at the bottom there? But again, the creator Philip Swift, I think he has a Twitter. He is going to create a pi cycle bottom. So, yeah, he created this. He's going to create the pi cycle bottom. I actually thought that this one wasn't going to work out, but it ended up calling at least the first top there. No, it wasn't the all-time high, but I mean, I guess it didn't really matter at all. It was pretty damn on point. Tales of a Crypto Investor says, first time we closed under the weekly 200 MA. Let's be real, things are still weak until we take it back. Yeah, I mean, I was actually, as I was starting the stream, I was thinking that, I was actually like thinking about that, because I had the 50 week pulled up, and then I was like, let me pull up the 200. And I was like, damn, we closed below. We closed below, guys. Look at that. I mean, and it's not like we closed a little bit below. It's like we closed below. What is the percentage there? 8.5% below the 200 week. 8.5%. And if this weekly, if we come up and we can't close above it on this weekly, I mean, yeah, maybe that's an argument for a retest of the lows or lower. I don't know. If we come up and we close the weekly above it, then I would say, okay, maybe we'll chop around it and then pop up. Right, so this week will be interesting. Hopefully we close above it, and then the likelihood of a bottom, or at least being close to the bottom, increases, I would say. A lot of people get angry when you start talking about a bottom, but it's like, guys, we're like so far down, we got to start talking about a potential bottom coming in, because it's probably close. Julio Yu says his chart showed the lines crossing at the bottom. Weird. Oh, so so then that means that maybe Philip released the new pi cycle bottom. Maybe. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not sure if he did though. Tim K says 36% drop for S&P will bring Bitcoin back to 10 to 13. Well, I mean, Bitcoin will very likely correlate with the S&P if it's dumping another 30%. I mean, yeah, I don't know what Bitcoin would do. Actually, let me see if I can pull up the volume profile tool. This might take a bit to load. See if I can bring up the amount of buckets to like 100. Let's just say 100. So we'll wait for that to load, and we'll try to see where the most volume is sitting on the Coinbase chart, which I think the actual biggest level for volume profile is about 9,000. But I don't think we're going to go that low, guys. Do not think so. Like I was saying on Twitter the other day, at a certain point, it's going to be really easy for the average person to buy a whole Bitcoin. And, how much time could we reasonably spend at those types of levels where just about anybody with a savings can buy a full Bitcoin? Probably not going to spend that long there. Probably not even going to get there. Probably not even going to get that low. Probably not. Weekly volume is already huge. Now, of course, if there's a stock market meltdown, that's a whole different story. If there's like a full meltdown, depression, then, I mean, it's going to be horrible across the board. But I don't think so, guys. Right, you can never say never. Mojo Crypto says the first signal for a bull run should be a bull cross on the monthly stock, and then regain the 13 SMA followed by the 13/21 bull cross. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I personally just kind of, I was talking to, or I was commenting on Jesse Olsen's post today about this, and you know, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. It's like, the question would be, when is the downtrend over? Well, when we break above the downtrend line. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that, guys. It can, you know, it can be simple. When does the downtrend end? It ends when we break the downtrend. That's it. And then if we hold it, well, great, right? So break the downtrend line. That's it. Now the downtrend's over. Currently, we're in a downtrend. You know, you should probably, I mean, long-term great accumulation zone. But if you're a trader, if you're trying to trade the swings, as long as you're below, you know, or as long as you're within the downtrend, you should be treating the market with a bearish bias. You should be expecting that, you know, pumps will be sold into. Right? A lot of people are sitting on the sidelines looking for the exit door. So like we pump up, people want to get out. We dump. But later, you know, just give it time. Eventually you break the downtrend. But that's why on downtrends, you just get those waves of dumping. Right? People are looking for the exit door. So, you know, there's downside pressure, negative sentiment, pumps will get dumped into. So be careful, you know, in a bear market, you know, trying to trade breakouts to the upside is very risky because they continuously fail. So just be careful. Trend is your friend, yes, and we're currently in a downtrend. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be accumulating or something like that. I mean, these are great prices. Last time we dumped 62% off the 50-week SMA. Well, it was the bottom. It was the bottom, right? It's kind of like a fractal right here to what we're doing here. For those of you that missed me talking about it before. And that, of course, guys, definitely smash the like button on this video if you enjoy this kind of content. Subscribe to this channel if you're new. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, where I was posting this earlier today. Very similar stuff taking place right now, guys. You know, you can always find some kind of similarity in these cycles. Not that it's guaranteed to work out or anything. There's been a lot of new things taking place, but human emotion tends to never change. Humans tend to never change, guys. You know? See what you guys are saying in chat. Goran says, what if you pull a fixed volume profile from the top of 2018, September 28, then we get a point of control around 93, 94. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The volume profile is around like 9K, probably 9.5K or so. I don't think we're going to get there though. Sorry, I'm just looking at chat. I think I missed some stuff. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. One of the reasons I started streaming at 7:30 was because of the daily candle close. Where did we close? Totally forgot to look. Wow, what a boring day, guys. What a boring day that is. At least we're stabilizing though. I mean, the market kind of settled up right along this previous candle close zone. So, you know, kind of the daily chart showing these wicks getting some higher lows, kind of settling up here, at least some stability. I would think that the market, now we're going back to the weekly chart. I would think that the market's probably going to look to test the 200 week, maybe to see if we can get above it, right? Maybe we'll reject it. If we close above it, it's probably a good sign. It means we could come down, but it would be more likely that we continue up. Paul says, Kevin, do you feel that NFTs sucked the life out of the blow off top? I don't know if it's necessarily the NFTs, because I don't know. A lot of people that buy NFTs are not necessarily like in the crypto demographic. I mean, okay, that might sound stupid, but I've seen a lot of like people that don't trade crypto buy NFTs. So there was actually a lot of new money came into the market because of NFTs. I don't know. You could honestly just blame altcoins for Bitcoin not pumping as much, right? I wouldn't blame NFTs as much as I would blame altcoins and all these new coins. You know, Solana, Polygon, Avalanche. I mean, they're all great projects, but they definitely sucked up, you know, a lot of the money from Bitcoin as well. Super Extreme says, Kev, what happened to your prediction from last year? Well, clearly it was wrong, guys. Clearly it was wrong. I mean, I don't really know any analysts that were in 2020 predicting 60K top and then dump. You know, a lot of people, I mean, most people were looking for a little higher, I think. I don't really know that many analysts that were calling this type of a market. I mean, even some of the best analysts out there were definitely struggling this time around to get it right. But, you know, that's just how it is. Bitcoin's market cap is bigger now. The price action is clearly changing. Bitcoin's kind of a turtle, right? Back when it had a lower market cap, the price was much more like snappy. Like it would snap down, snap up. Like now it's kind of becoming more of an institutional game. A lot of methodical, slow trends, you know, just kind of not as exciting, I would say, Bitcoin. But, of course, that's why we have some of these alts you can trade if you really want that. But yeah, I mean, very cheap Bitcoin right now. Very great discount across the board. Fiblib called the 60K top. Yeah, I mean, there were people that called the tops, right? After we got there. But I'm saying people that were actually predicting that as the cycle top early. I don't think so. I don't think there were many. But who cares? Jesse Olsen did predict this entire downtrend for the most part and has been trading it very well. What else? What else do we got? Well, I kind of touched upon most of the things that I wanted to talk about. Today was kind of boring, not much to discuss. You know, just keep in mind that we are in a downtrend, guys. So the pressure is down. Pumps get dumped on, right? You bounce up, you get dumped on. If Bitcoin bounces up, it might get dumped on until we really just like bottom out with some sideways action, right? Right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Treat the market with a bearish bias, but long-term great accumulation prices, I would say. Of course, we could go lower, like the Daily Hodl was writing about my video here. You know, we could see some kind of like lower low structure and then take a few weeks, create bullish divergence before bouncing, stuff like that. You know, I don't think anything's going to happen all too fast. It's going to take time for sure, right? But guys, today's stream is not going to be as long. I'm going to end it here. I'll probably stream tomorrow or whatever when things get a little bit more interesting, when stocks are trading. All right, guys. User X spamming. Why aren't you showing your trades? Well, I'm not trading anything right now. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, guys, definitely. There wasn't really much to talk about today, so I apologize for the short stream. We've been streaming for 45 minutes. Peace out, guys. Talk to you soon.